We want to start off this week by saying we're sorry. We're sorry we said that the Apple Vision Pro was a flop.
No, we're not.
Nah, we're not.
Welcome back to Deaton Street. Today we're revisiting the Apple Vision Pro, and Tim Cook, we still don't have our Vision Pros in the mail.
Yeah.
So I'm coming for you, buddy. Not really. But before that, we're going to try out this thing again. If you guys can just like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, let us know, what you think about the Apple Vision Pro, like various commenters and viewers have stated before, which is kind of why we're doing this. We've had a few commenters that have voiced their opinion on our opinion about the Apple Vision Pro. We've stated a few times in various different videos since the Vision Pro has launched that it's kind of overrated, and it might be a lot of hype for a lot of nothing. So we thought that would be a good idea to do a little bit more digging and really kind of get all of our ducks in a row to fully explain kind of why we think the way that we do. And hopefully we can, come to a conclusion about this Apple Vision Pro headset.
We want to be realist, right? So I think maybe sometimes on this channel we can be a little pessimistic about new tech.
Yeah.
I think part of that, though, is that there's a lot of marketing involved in new products. There's a lot of influencers that get their hands on it and, for free, and it's really cool. We don't have that. So we try to be a little bit more realistic before we tell you to go spend your money on stuff, right? We have the same view that y'all are, and we're trying to navigate through those waters and see what's real and what's hype. And when it comes to the Apple Vision Pro, even though both of us are Apple guys, I have all Apple products. I don't have any tech that Apple makes. I don't have another brand of it except for VR. That's it. That's the only thing. The one thing is I have a Quest 2 and I have a Quest 3. So I think we should jump right into it. We have three main points here, and I know we're going to hear it in the comments, and we should hear it in the comments. And even if you don't agree with us, we do appreciate that you comment, and we do
absolutely
love to hear your opinion because it pushes us to research more and find out more. So,
yep.
All right, D. Mallett, what's our number one reason that we think that maybe the Apple Vision Pro is more hype than actual, good tech?
It's the number one reason. The price.
Yeah. $3,500, right? So that's what, 3 iPhones?
Yeah. Something like that. It's quite a bit. It's quite a bit more than its competitors, which kind of usually is the case for Apple, but not that much.
Right.
It's a little weird.
Usually see like a marginal, like a couple $100 here. So I would say its most direct competitor in this space is going to be the Meta Quest 3.
Yep.
Which is for the lowest price that you can get it. It's around $500.
Beautiful. Beautifully priced, reasonably priced.
What's that? 7 times? If my math is correct, it's 7 times as expensive as its closest competitor. If you look at the specs.
Yeah. Don't ask me about math. I'll go with that. Whatever you say, bud.
Well, we know $3,500 is a lot of money. We know at least know that. So, so Apple products are going to be more expensive, right? And that's always been the case. And most of the time we're okay with that, right? I will spend more money on my iPhone. I will spend more money on, my iMacs, my MacBooks. I'm okay with that because I usually get a really good return for that investment.
Yep.
For that investment, I know that all my products are going to sync together. And I know that in general, they're just going to work really well. And that return, it's not too much more, right? I might be paying, at most $400 or $500 more for an iPhone. At 7 times more expensive than its closest competitor, what does it have? What can it do that its closest competitor can't do?
It's not much special extra there. It's not much.
Which brings us to the second reason, which is kind of a play on the first.
Yeah.
It is that it can't do what its cheaper competitor can do, in that it's not a gaming platform. It has confined itself to be only work, only AR, with some VR stuff, but it doesn't even have controllers. It doesn't have access to, you pointed out, it doesn't have access to Google apps.
Yep.
So no
You
YouTube.
can't, no YouTube.
Right.
None of your Google Gmail. If you're doing work and you work with Gmail, now you can go through, and I think I'm not mistaken with this. You can go through like Safari
Sure.
and get to those apps or those websites, YouTube, Gmail, whatever.
Mm.
But it's not optimized. You don't have a Gmail app. You don't have a YouTube app. Same thing with Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about a lot of people who use the headset to watch movies. What's one of the bigger, streaming platforms is Netflix. So why not have a Netflix app? I get it. They're trying to just do Apple.
Yeah.
So you're going to have Apple TV, and that's the you don't need any other streaming platform. Apple TV is where it's at.
Right.
Well,
and you can get to other stuff. It just, you have to go through the Apple, you have to go through Safari to get there, which isn't great. I mean, but on top of that, it's like $3,500. And I get that Apple's not a gaming company. They've never been a gaming company. You don't buy an iMac to game on. You don't buy a MacBook to game on. Yeah. But at that price point, it needs to do the things that it does 7 times better than what the Meta Quest does. Yeah. But with the Meta Quest, you can still pull up multiple screens from your computer. It isn't as good at having like multiple tabs open. I will certainly give that to Apple Vision. The stuff that I've seen where people are basically lining their walls with Safari tabs, that's really cool. But is it a $3,500 upgrade, right? Is it worth that money? And I would just say no, it absolutely isn't. Number three
is it doesn't really have the big thing that it's known for. It doesn't have a unique thing that you would buy the Vision Pro for. And people, and I thought about this whenever you had stated this. People could say that, well, it has the spatial computing thing. But I mean, is that revolutionary? Is that its own thing? Can you do that with the Meta Quest 3?
To some extent, you absolutely can do some types of spatial computing with the Meta Quest 3. There's just no reason to jump into this space. There's no reason to jump into the Apple Vision Pro. And I get that, some of the comments, rightly so, have made the point that maybe Apple directed this towards the kind of the power users or the enthusiasts. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just so not like Apple. They revolutionized phones with the iPhone. Yeah. They revolutionized tablets with the iPad. They have continued to revolutionize computing with things like their own chips. The Apple Silicon have been amazing. The Mac Studios are incredibly popular and powerful, and they just do things better. But this device is more expensive than a Mac Studio, and it doesn't revolutionize AR or VR. It just does things marginally better. It's a little clearer than the Quest 3 as far as, you can't really play games with it. You can't access the same stuff with it. It has more tabs open that you can move around. Sure. But those are marginal improvements with a huge, huge price tag attached to it.
And I mean, yeah, okay, you can have more tabs open, but I can have a lot of tabs open on my MacBook.
Right.
I don't need a heavy headset on my face to have multiple tabs open on a page, So and for me, it's like this headset needed to do everything the Meta Quest 3 can do, gaming, the whole functionality, like everything. and more for that price point.
Yeah. For
I
me,
could see.
just one big thing, like that jumping point. If it had that one big thing where, I mean, I don't know what it would be. And that's kind of where you get into the problem with AR and VR. It's like humans, I don't think we've figured out what we really want from that tech yet.
Yeah.
Right. With an iPhone, we knew, the access to the internet, we knew we wanted that, and that's expanded. We wanted to take better pictures. Like there's tons of stuff that makes sense with like revolutionizing a phone, and we've done that. I don't know if we as humans know what we want from AR, VR.
I mean, I think we've found it, and that's for gaming. Like it's supposed to be a hobby thing, now using it for work and using it for stuff like that and productivity, that's really cool. I just don't see it. I don't see that being a huge deal. I see VR headsets have been for gaming since they've been out. I mean, there's a whole movie on it, Ready Player One,
Right.
So I think we've found it, but
to that point though, does that mean that Apple tried to do the impossible? Because I mean, the whole thing with Apple and VR is they're trying to find a different niche for VR or AR or whatever they're saying.
Yeah.
They're trying to take it away from gaming. And maybe that's just not possible. Maybe everybody doesn't want this piece of tech. And, certainly they, no one wants it for $3,500. Now, a lot of our commenters have said, and this is unconfirmed, but a lot of our commenters have said that like this year, next year, somewhere down the line, they're going to come with an Apple Vision Lite. That's cool. Yeah. I would love to check it out. But again, what is it going to do? What is the service that the expensive tech, because it's still going to be expensive. I bet the Apple Vision Lite is still more expensive than all the Quest products outside of the Quest Pro, maybe. What is it going to do?
Yeah. The other thing with that is, if it comes out, well, it's going to be less expensive than the current version. So what shortcuts are they going to take? What features are they going to take out? You almost want to have something that's going to be better than its predecessor and still cheaper, which is kind of tough to do because, I mean, the way tech works, like you can't have a cheaper product and have it have more stuff in most cases.
And they have to land it in between. It still has to be better than the Quest 3. And if the Quest 3 and the Apple Vision Pro are the exact same price, you could easily point to the Apple Vision Pro and say, like, there are things that make that better.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of landing room in between there, between better than the Quest 3 and not as good as the Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah.
So I think that that's going to be a challenge. The last thing that we want to kind of put to y'all and that we talked about and that kind of cleared it all up in our heads of where we're really at with this.
Yeah.
What would y'all say? And please put this in the comments. If you're going to comment something mean at us, it's fine, but please address this. What would you say if Meta came out with the Apple Vision Pro? So if it was a Meta Vision Pro and it was the same specs and everything like that, same price point, what would your opinion of it be then? I don't know. I think everyone would be pretty harsh.
Yep.
So I think with that, we're probably not going to say anything else about the Apple Vision Pro ever.
I'll be done for a while until Tim Cook sends me mine.
Exactly. Hey. Yeah. If we get a couple of review units, we'll review it, right?
We'll review it.
For sure. For sure.
I'll sell out a little bit, but
Let us know in the comments. We appreciate it. We appreciate all the comments, all the views,
Absolutely.
all the likes, the growth. It's been cool. So
it's been cool.
Thank everyone. Thank y'all. Peace.
See ya.
I'm walking the streets